Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about negative exponents. So the first few pages you're going to take notes with me, and then you'll have a chance to try some problems on your own, and then at the end you can see how you did. Alright? So before we talk about negative exponents, let's do a quick review about positive exponents. So here we have 5 to the 4th power. So just a reminder, this 5, alright, is also the base, and the 4 can be referred to as the power or the exponent. Alright, so when I say 5 to the 4th power, again, the 5 is the base and the 4 is the power. Okay, and what this means is it means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is equivalent to 625. Alright, so let's say, for example, if we have say a to the 3rd power. Okay, what that means is a times a times a. Okay, a common mistake people make is it does not equal 3 times a. Alright, so if you turn the page, let's review now about zero exponents. Okay, the rule for zero exponents is really simple. Okay, anything to the 0 power always equals 1. Alright, it doesn't matter what that x value is. Okay, if it's to the 0 power, it always equals 1. So let's say, for example, we have 3 to the 0 power. Okay, equals the number 1. Okay, let's say we have a different variable, say a y to the 0 power. Well, it's going to equal 1. Let's say if we have, let's say 45 to the 0 power. Again, just like the previous two, it equals 1. Alright, so now that you have a good understanding about positive exponents and zero exponents, let's jump into the negative exponents. And this is pretty simple too. But basically, the main rule about negative exponents, is it doesn't make the number negative, it makes it smaller. Okay, so under the important details box, write this down please. So basically, the base is on the wrong side of the fraction line if you see a negative exponent. So the base is on the wrong side of the fraction bar. Alright, so over here we have x to the negative 2nd power, right? So again, I referred to a fraction bar, so let's draw the fraction bar. So it'll be over 1, okay? And what we can do is we can take this x to the negative 2nd power and bring it down to the other side of the fraction bar. So this will put a 1 on the top over x squared, okay? So no matter what x is, now instead of it being on the numerator, it's down to the denominator, all right? So if you turn the page, let's look at these examples, okay? So the first two, it says write each of the exponential expressions as fractions or whole numbers. Okay. Well, I'm going to first write these as over 1, and also write this one as over 1. All right. And again, because we have a negative exponent, it means the base, which is the 3, okay, is on the wrong side of the fraction bar. So I'm going to bring it down. So that's going to now be a 1 on the top over 3 to the 3rd power, okay, which equals 1 over. So 3 times 3 times 3 gives us 27. Okay. So again, notice it doesn't make the fraction negative. It makes the fraction smaller. All right. Now here we have negative 4 to the negative 2nd power. So again, because it's a negative 2, we need to bring it down to the bottom. So that's going to be a 1 now on the top over negative 4 squared. Okay. And let's see, negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. So that's going to equal 1/16. Now these over here, it says write each of the fractions as a base with an exponent. All right. Well, here we have 1 over 100. Okay. Now 100 can be written as 10 squared, but I want to make that a negative. So the rule is if I have a positive exponent, I bring it up to the top. It changes from a positive to a negative. So this can be written as 10 to the negative 2nd power. All right. Now 1/8, let's see, 8 can really be written as 2 to the third power. So this is 1 over 2 to the third power. But again, I need to write it as a base, so I'm going to bring this up. And when I bring it up, it's going to make that 3 turn into a negative 3. So this is going to equal 2 to the negative third power. Alright, so now that you have a good understanding about negative exponents, when you pause the video and try the your turn problems now, and then when you're done, hit play, you can see how you did. Alright, good luck. Alright, welcome back. Let's see how you did with these practice problems. Okay, so the first two, you had to write them as fractions of whole numbers. Okay, so we have 2 to the negative fourth power. So remember, the negative sign means that basically the base is on the wrong side of the fraction bar. Alright, so right now it's in the numerator, so I'm going to bring it down and put it in the denominator. So that's going to be 1 over 2 to the fourth power. And 2 to the fourth power is 16, so that really equals 1/16. Here we have 8 to the negative first power, so I'm going to put it over 1. All right, and to make that negative 1 a positive 1, I'm going to bring that down and put it in the denominator. So that's going to now be 1 over just 8, so it's 1/8. All right. Now for these two, you had to write the fractions as a base with an exponent. So I know that 125 really is 5 to the third power, because 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125. And again, I need to write it as a base, so I'm going to bring that up to the top. So it's now going to be 5 to the negative third power, which is the same thing as 1 over 125. And last but not least, we have 1/16, which we would write as 1 over 4 squared. And then to make that a base, I'm going to bring that up and make it a 4 to the negative second power, like that. All right, how'd you do?